Hey everyone, as we saw in the last recession, the housing market can have a very significant impact on the economy as a whole, as well as commercial real estate demand. Currently, housing constitutes just over 3% of the economy, but it has been as high as 6% at the peak of the last cycle. Sales activity for single-family homes has slowed down a little bit. Last year, when mortgage rates pushed above 4.5% for the first time since 2011, home sales began to fall off. That was around August of last year. Sales activity is down 4.4% compared to where it was last year, but home prices are still up about 3.6%. Sales are constrained by the limited inventory. There's a shortage of entry-level homes because homeowners locked in very low interest rates and they've been very reluctant to sell. So there's not a lot of people selling those first-time homes, and builders haven't been able to add inventory at the entry level. Home ownership rates remain very low by historical standards. They're at about 64.2%. At the height of the last cycle, home ownership was at 69%. Now, because of rising interest rates and appreciation of home values, home payments are 12.3% higher than they were last year. That's for a median-priced home. This has widened the affordability gap between a house payment and the average rent to $442, the widest gap between the average rent and a median home payment since 2008, and it's reinforcing demand for apartments. Interest rates have been retracting for the last few months, so mortgage rates are back down around the low 4% range, and that should give home sales a little boost this year. So what does this mean for commercial real estate? For apartments, of course, the downturn in home sales and the lower home ownership rate and wide affordability gap favors apartment demand. Vacancy rates are at 4.8%. That's the lowest first quarter reading since 2001. From a retail perspective, many of the homeowners that locked in those low interest rates don't want to sell, so they're remodeling their homes, and that's supporting home-related retail as owners go through that remodel process. It's great for stores like Home Depot and Lowe's. Seniors housing also gets a little bit of a benefit here because the elevated home prices support seniors selling their home so they can move into seniors housing. Home ownership rate for the people aged 65 plus is at 78.5%, and that's down from 80% 5 years ago. And of course, self-storage is benefiting from people tending to live in smaller apartments and smaller homes, and that's driving the space needs for the self-storage sector. So as we wrap up, I just want to point out that the slowdown in the housing market has generally been favorable for commercial real estate. And looking forward, even as mortgage rates have come back down, the pace of home buying will only increase modestly this year.